One of our core values that we're proud of here at 360 Incentives is be real and have fun. One of the things that we really encourage in our team is to be themselves, to be real. They're not scripted, they're just getting to understand and know where that person is at. And in some cases, we have to realize, why are they calling us? They've got a need, and it's our role to really help them to really get that need resolved. We're always amazed at the talent that we have and the great people that we have, and I'm just so proud of sometimes of listening in on their phone calls where they're going to that next step and just really getting to know the person on the other end of the line.
I guess that's why we don't use scripts here.
So the other day, I walk out of the rebate room, like around the corner, and I can hear one of our client happiness builders, Kamal, on the phone with I guess it would have been a consumer calling in about their rebate. So here's what I heard.
Well, just start your way slow and work up. Take your time.
Maybe that the person should work their way up from the bottom of their body.
Well, it's good to know your body.
And then he's saying, does that ever taste good? Or I could imagine that. And I'm like, okay, so wait a minute.
My mouth is watering.
So then I start looking around at Emily.
What?
Who's sitting there, another one of our client happiness builders, and she's kind of looking at me going, I have no idea what's going on.
So then me and Todd are just looking at each other like, is this a rebate call or is this a special call? We don't make those kind of calls here.
So all of us kind of that are sitting there, we just kind of sit back and listen to Kamal, and he's kind of like in his Rico Suave. He's kind of got his legs crossed, he's got his, chair laid back, and he's just sitting there and he's going, I understand that. That would sound tasty. And he's going on, I'm like, how does that have anything to do with a consumer rebate? Then all of a sudden, it just kind of completely changes gears on me. And he said, well, let me ask you, how's your husband doing?
What?
And I was like, oh wow, what's happening here? So I listened to the progress of the call. He goes, well, if you like, I can now help you with that rebate. And I'm like, oh, this is a rebate call. So in the essence of being real and having fun, I just had to have this conversation with Kamal because, it's something that's kind of been in my mind the entire week since, walking around the corner from that rebate room and listening to Kamal on the phone with the client. So take us through, what was that relationship, or what was that phone call all about?
Well, it was all about the phone calls that we generally get, which is rebate claim approvals and all that stuff. And it went really well. I did manage to approve her claim, and she was just so appreciative. And she started telling me about all the hardships that she'd been recently through, without giving too much detail. For example, she told me her and her husband were dragged through the streets by some hoodlums, and her house was caught on fire, and her husband also experienced some medical problems. And beyond all that, that's what really touched me personally, was when she began talking about her husband, because the medical problem she identified with, I identified with, because I had a similar situation. So I just began speaking to her about that on the human level, and we just kept going on, and she just kept going on, and I pride myself on being a good listener. And so I listened to her, and we just talked for a long time there, Todd.
So, but you're getting into some details. So
yeah.
You were also explaining to her some, outside of the reason she called, you were also explaining to her some things that she could do to help her husband to heal or to get healthy. And
I was just saying that what works for me when I'm down and out is just get a good regimen in, like eating clean, eating well, going to the gym, nothing crazy, nothing too extravagant, just maybe 2-3 times a week, get that sweat on, because in essence I believe that we're really all just like primate animals, and if we don't break a sweat, right? If we don't just sweat our, that stuff that we have inside us out, it's bad for us, and it just builds up, and we take it out on the wrong people. So
sure.
It's very, even people who are healthy, even people who are sick, they need to get that primal energy out in some way, shape, form, or another.
And you were helping her to kind of understand. That's where, I guess, from the outsider's perspective, we were hearing some of the things you're discussing, and kind of maybe getting that primal behavior out is what we were kind of taking in a whole other arena, but that's another video for another time. So, but what I felt fascinating was how cool and calm you were when your colleagues around you were all kind of giddy and laughing and saying, what's going on? You were just like, guys, I'm sorting out, I'm dealing with a person here.
Right, yeah, it's just, again, I mean, these are people on the other end of the phone here, and when they share with you their personal stories, it's, for me, I feel it's only fair for me to share some personal things of my own, and just share whatever I can to help them get them through whatever difficulties that they're going through. She was really appreciative about it. apparently her husband was really appreciative about it, and I think I might be expecting a call from her again here.
I bet.
Yeah.
And so, just how does that make you feel after a call like that?
Oh, it makes me feel excellent. It makes me feel great. It actually makes me feel like I'm making somewhat of a difference. In fact, I think I know I made a difference because she did actually invite me out to North Carolina to stay over at her house.
Nice.
She would cook me some, what was it? Some yellow collard greens, some squash, zucchini. She gave me like 30 different ingredients into the recipe, but it sounded really yummy. And
nice.
Next to Myrtle Beach, so I might take that offer up one day.
Awesome. And so, what would you say if we had scripted you and said you just need to say these things and get off the phone?
Oh, I would just, I would just be lost for words. Really, you can't follow a script in life, right? Life is not so simple. You got to be able to catch the curveballs, and this was a nice curveball that I did catch, and those are usually the best ones.
Absolutely, no, great point. And I think that's why, in a world of consumer engagement, or in the world that we live in here at 360, and making people happy, it's really about the Kamals of this world who, send somebody that might be hurting on the phone and meet them in that human element, and right there where they're at, and made this lady smile in the course of a difficult situation, and not only just helped her to get her finances and her money and the rebate claim, but was able to have a deep conversation on a human level. So that's why we love the Kamals here at 360.